Okay, hey, hello everyone. It's me, and Profesor here, and I've got a new video for you. And this is a video that I'm actually recording now for the current spring 2015 semester. So this is nothing old, nothing which I refer to. Have your stuff turned in by Thanksgiving. Uh, there's not going to be anything because of Fourth of July, blah blah blah. So this is definitely something which is new, which goes along with the current spring 2015 session. All right. Well, listen. For this video, I'm doing something different. Instead of having one of my iPads film me, and of course you get to see and hear El Profesor. I'm using a software system called Camtasia, in which I can have what's on the screen on the monitor. On monitor recorded, but you don't see me. And I think this is something something comparable that Sel Khan from the nonprofit Khan Academy is using. So I think most likely I'll have maybe one or two more of these Camtasia videos for you, especially when it's an issue pertaining to nuts and bolts stuff, especially with respect to the assignments. But I definitely wanted to make sure I get a Camtasia video for you for this assignment, and this is going to be a discussion or a preview of the EBSCO review assignment. All right, this assignment is due pretty soon, in just a few weeks down the road on Friday, March the 6th, and and this is definitely something that make sure you submit a file attachment. So make sure you're using software such as Microsoft Word, Apple Pages, and make sure your file is a docx, Pages, or even RTF or PDF formats. I'll definitely accept those. And what I'm going to do for you in this video is show you how to actually find our articles on EBSCO, and do all the get all the parameters, make sure you got the right articles, the right journals, and all of that fun stuff. So without further ado, everybody, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the assignment worksheet. Hopefully by now all of you have had a chance to see this. You've downloaded it, and maybe you have a paper copy with you, or you've got it stored on one of your mobile devices. So whichever format you have, I highly suggest that you have that. You have the worksheet with you, whether it's in paper format or digital format, as we're going along with this video. So again, let's go ahead and open up the assignment file here, and then we'll go into EBSCO right after that. Okay, I'll go over all of this information right here as we're going into EBSCO. But remember, for the focus of the assignment, make sure that you're choosing a topic which, of course, within the context of the class, especially the first half of the class. So we're talking about things such as the Aztecs, the Maya, the Tarascans. They were from Western Mexico. We're not covering them that much, but that's definitely a culture you can look at. Anything in Mesoamerica, of course, that also includes the Zapotecs, the Mixtecs, there, of course, the ones with Monte Alban, the Olmecs, Teotihuacan, and you can even get into Spanish colonialism. So if you find things which pertain to when Cortes arrived, the establishment of maybe some of the early mission systems in in Mexico, and of course going on into Arizona, Texas, and especially California, or anything at all about the colonial structure in New Spain. And remember, colonial Mexico back in those days was called New Spain, Nueva España. So when you see New Spain, anywhere within the context of the class or any other articles or books. New Spain always means colonial Mexico. All the other stuff pertaining to the latter parts of the class, like the United States, the U.S.-Mexico War, those are topics I want you to avoid. So again, keep your focus within about the first half, maybe about the first two-thirds of the session. But again, as long as you keep your focus within these topics right here, you'll have no trouble whatsoever. Okay, this is really important right here. You have a list of journals that you need to keep your focus on in terms of the magazine in which you find your article. So I'll say a few more things about that in just a few minutes here. When you find your article, let me know what you're going to be working on. Send me a note. Send it, of course, through message for Professor, or if you can, or you can also from EBSCO email the articles directly to not only yourselves but to me as well. So whichever format you do, I suggest that by the end of this month, you should be have an idea of what type of articles you want to do. So let me know by the end of this month, at least a week before the due date, which articles you want to work on. Okay, 5 to 7 pages in length, and please double space your review. Title page doesn't count toward the page length, so if you have something that's 5 pages, but 1 page is your title page, and I mark you down on it, don't get mad because you didn't read or you didn't follow the directions here. You have to have at least 5 pages of text, full text. Again, title page does not count toward your page count, but if you have 6 pages and one of them is a title page, that's fine because you've got 5 pages of text within your 6 pages of total. All right, this is 15% of your class grade. Again, here's more about which software program I want you to use, and let me quickly go over this information right here. There are 2 main points of discussion I want you to be looking at. First and foremost, give me a summary of the main points of the article. What's the author trying to convey? What type of article is this? Is this a original research, or maybe it's a book review of different books about a certain topic? What's the author's purpose for writing this article? What's his or her academic or professional background? I suggest that in the uh, that when you're working on your essay, make sure that your essay that your review is about 60 to 70% summary. That is, and make it about the 2/3 or 3/4 of it just a straight discussion. Be objective in terms of what the article is all about, and then in the remaining 1/3 or 1/4 of your essay, then give me your commentary. That is, what is your perspective about the article? Where was its strengths, or where was its weaknesses? What were some of the things that the author should have spoken more about? How the article fit in with the class? What were some of the things in the class, especially with the ancient Mexico book or the PowerPoint programs, or maybe some of the films, which connected to what the article was addressing? You can definitely write in first person singular. I felt that. I believe. I was under the impression. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. So if your paper comes in total to 6 pages text, if you have about 4 pages of summary and 2 pages of commentary, that's a very good split right there. Or likewise too, if you have 4 pages of summary and about 1.5 pages of commentary, that's a good split too. But where you will run into trouble is that if you have papers, which let's say you have 6 pages of text, but let's say 5.5 are summary and only 1/2 is commentary, half a page is your perspectives, your ideas, you're going to run into a lot of trouble with respect to your grades. So you got to have a very good balance. I mean, I'm not asking for you to have 50-50, half summary, half commentary. As long as at least 1/4 to about 1/3 of your paper is your commentary, your thoughts on the topic, you'll be in great shape. And one last note about mechanics too before we go ahead and launch into EBSCO. When you write your paragraphs, be very careful. Please, everybody, don't get into the habit of writing paragraphs that are very short, like 2 or 3 sentences, or excessively long, which take up more than a page, maybe upwards of 1.5 pages. And I've seen many cases of paragraphs going on and on for about 3-4 pages. Please don't do any of that type of stuff. If you do that, you will get marked down severely. When you write your paragraphs, make sure that the length is consistently, usually something like a page and half a page to about 3/4 of a page. If you keep all your paragraphs within those parameters, again between half a page and 3/4 of a page, you'll be in great shape. If you have some shorter paragraphs, which are about 1/3 of a page, that's fine too. You can have those paragraphs generally at the beginning of your essays when you're introducing your topic. But in terms of the full body, the paragraphs which really discuss what you're trying to convey to me, what your main arguments are. Again, if you keep the paragraph lengths within, say, 1/2 to about 3/4 of a page, you'll be in great shape. If you keep that consistency throughout your essay, you'll be in great shape for your final grade on this assignment. All right, enough about the mechanics and the bureaucratic stuff. Let's go ahead and launch into EBSCO and find some articles. And let me just clear my throat for a second before I proceed. Okay, all right, let's continue. Okay, the link on the assignment worksheet takes you to the Mesa College library website. And now that we're here, we need to go immediately into the databases, article and reference database section. Database or database, I sometimes alternate between the two, I guess, depending on my mood, so to speak. So uh, again, it's this section right here, article reference databases. So we'll click that. And and the one we want right now is EBSCO. EBSCOhost is the full name. So click EBSCOhost. And of course, that'll get you to your CSID number and last name. So let me go ahead and do that right now. And of course, my last name. And let's type login. Okay, here we go. All right, so first off, right off the bat, everybody, we're out here at the EBSCO homepage, so we need to limit our results. We need to find articles which will fit the parameters, the limitations that are already listed on the assignment worksheet. So first off, make sure that the search mode is Boolean phrase. That's a common search strategy, so we'll just keep that there. We want articles that are in full text, that is, we want the entire text, not just an abstract which says this latest finding by Professor Vasquez goes into this, blah, 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 and the story. No, we want the full complete text of the article, so we click full text. And we want journals, we want articles that are in what's called peer-reviewed journals. What that means is that these are articles which are checked off by other scholars within the field. So, for example, let's say a professor from Cal State San Bernardino has some good research, a good article about new findings at Teotihuacan. She gets into things on cosmology, on pottery, on ceramics, on architecture, those types of things. So her article then is, before it's published, it's passed off to her colleagues around the country, whether it's Michigan State, whether it's University of Washington, Texas A&M, Stanford. You get the idea. And the scholars say, yes, Professor Gomez, she's an up-and-coming scholar in this field. I see great things for her. Her scholarship is revolutionary, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So when you have the type of thing, these types of conversations going on amongst colleagues, that's where you get into what's called peer-reviewed journals. So we want to make sure that's stuff that's legitimate and it's checked off by scholars in the field, not only across the country, but in maybe in Canada, maybe in Mexico, Latin America, and even into Europe and maybe even Asia too. So again, we want that type of stuff. So click scholarly. We'll come back to this a little bit later. I'll save that toward the end of the video. And we're not quite done yet. What now we want to do is want to make sure that we want to find a publication type that's periodical. And one note, everybody, when I say periodical, that means the same thing as a journal and magazine. So periodical, journal, magazine, those mean essentially the same thing. What you're doing in EBSCO is that you're finding articles, but these articles are originally placed in journals. That is, the journal is a collection of a series of articles. It's comparable to, say, when you're going to the supermarket and you get the latest issue of Sports Illustrated, you pick it up and you take it to the checkout and you're reading it. And if it's the latest issue, it's talking of course about the Super Bowl and Pete Carroll's bad play calling. Maybe there's an article about the Lakers and Kobe's injury. Will he be coming back? Maybe there's another article about Tiger. What's going to happen to Tiger? Is he going to come back to golf? Is he going to retire? And maybe there's a hockey story about the New York Islanders, how they're a surprising team in the NHL. Nobody expected them to do well, but they're near the top of the Eastern Conference. So when you have that Sports Illustrated magazine, it's got a series of different articles about, again, Tiger, Kobe, the Islanders, Super Bowl, and so on. The same situation is happening here with EBSCO. EBSCO is giving you articles, but the articles are in journals. Again, the journals have a series of articles. So pay attention to that, everybody, because that's going to be important when I start wrapping up the video in just a few minutes. So we'll come back to that in just a bit. All right, we're not quite done with our limiters yet, so we want stuff that is at least 8 pages. So a number of pages, drop down to a greater than, and click a 7. So of course 8 is greater than 7. You all know this from, of course, your middle school algebra, or maybe it was the math, your 5th grade math with Miss Johnson. She showed you the equal signs, the greater than sign, the less than sign. So we're kind of going back to that here, in that, as if we want stuff with that's 8 pages, at least 8 pages long, we want to make sure that we have greater than and 7. All right, we've got our limiters, our parameters set. So let's go ahead and find some articles, and let's get a popular topic right off the bat. Let's start with the Aztecs. We'll type in Aztecs, click the search button, and see what we can find. Okay, here we go. 529 choices here. That looks pretty good. But can we use these articles? Are these articles suitable for the assignment? Let's take a look at the first 3 right off the bat. This first one here is by Christopher Morehart, and it's about the Chinampa agricultural system. It's 18 pages. So when you see in the entry 18p, that means 18 pages. So obviously we can use that. Let's drop to the second one. Looks like, okay, a grackle. Grackle's a bird. So this is about ornithology. So if you're interested in nature, in biology, and birds, then you might want to. Then maybe this one might intrigue you. But look at the name of this term in italics. When you see the term in italics in the slanted letters, that's the name of the journal. So Neobiota. I don't know if that's going to be acceptable for the assignment. So let's hold off on that one. I think if this is a biology class, you might want to choose this, but this might seem like a bit of a fishy topic, so we'll just hold off on that, because again, the name of the journal is Neobiota. Now up here, it's antiquity. That sounds intriguing, so maybe we can use that. Okay, this third one here. It's about mass murder or religious homicide, violence in Aztec society. But look at this. It looks like it's from a looks like it's written in German, it seems. And look at the name of the journal. It's a journal called Historical Social Research. I wouldn't trust this, everybody, because the fact that it's got this listing right here in German, maybe this tells us that it might be written in German. But the key is that this is from a journal called Historical Social Research. So that might be something that we might want to avoid. So now, after we've seen all these 3 searches, you're thinking, okay, Professor, but which one can I use? You seem to suggest that this first one is okay. You're telling us to be careful on the second one, and you're telling us on the third one to avoid it like the plague, like the measles, so to speak. Well, what we need to do right now is we need to check to make sure that we have the right journal for the assignment. So what I want to do right now is go ahead and backtrack to the assignment worksheet. And let me go ahead and click it one more time here. Now, on the assignment worksheet, you notice I have these following journals: Colonial Latin American Review, Ethnohistory, American Anthropologist, Antiquity, Latin American Antiquity, and Hispanic American Historical Review. What I'm telling you right here is that your journal, your article has to be from one of these journals. It can't be from anything else. So if we go back here to choices 2 and 3, you see that these are journals that are not part of that list of 6 I have earlier. But this one is. Antiquity is a journal that's listed in the list. So you can use this article. So you can use choice 1, but not choice 2 or choice 3. But let's say you're interested in the journal Antiquity. You want to say, okay, Professor, this one looks pretty good, but what if I want to find a journal or an article, another article, but also from the Antiquity journal? Well, here's what you do. Let's go back and do a new search. And let's enter all our limitations here. Okay, so again, full text, scholarly, we've got Boolean, and number of pages, let's make it greater than 7 again. And then we want periodical. And of course, we want the Aztecs. Now, what we do is on publication, this tells us what magazine do you want to check? What journal do you want to check? So let's type in Antiquity and see what we can find. So let's click search one more time. Okay, here we go. We have eight. We have eight choices here. The one we had earlier, that's listed there. So again, it's 18 pages, and it's in the journal Antiquity. See how Antiquity is in boldface. So when it's in boldface like that, that tells you that you're finding stuff only from that specific journal. So this one here, also on the Chinampa system, that one looks okay. Okay. Okay, this one has to do with with bones. So it looks like it has to deal with forensic anthropology. So if you're interested in that topic, for those of you who have anthropology training, then go ahead and check this one out. This one is 13 pages. But we see something a little bit funny here on choice 4. There's one called the Aztecs in London. Look, it's only 3 pages. For some reason, something goofy happens with EBSCO, with the Senegal system. Senegal, City, Miramar, Mesa, EBSCO, or EBSCO system, in that even though we tell EBSCO we want articles that are 8 pages, look, it gives us returns that are 3 pages and 5 pages. So watch out for that. I don't see this happening with Southwestern. For some reason, there's a weird bug in the system, I guess you could say, which causes this phenomenon to happen. So just be careful, everybody. So even though you're asking EBSCO, I want articles that are at least 8 pages. Double check your page length first. Choices 1, 2, and 3 are fine, but choice 4 and 5 are not. They're only 3 and 5 pages respectively. Number 6 looks pretty good. It's 15 pages. And look at number 7 right here. This is a book review. Look, it's only 1/9 of a page. It's not even a full page. So please be aware of that. When you see the stuff with the backslash right here, or the forward slash, watch out, because that's only a fraction. So watch out for those things. They'll definitely throw you for a loop. But again, choices 1, 2, and 3 are fine, and looks like choice 6 is fine. Even though we got a little bit of a limited results, you can do the same thing earlier, but type in different combinations. So of course you can type in Maya with Latin American and antiquity. I'm sorry. In fact, let's go back to the journals here. You can type in Maya with American anthropologists. Oh, ethnohistory has many good articles. So even though antiquity didn't give us much, trust me, if you type in ethnohistory for Aztecs, Maya, Olmecs, Toltecs, wherever, you'll get a lot of good returns. But I would say by far, ethnohistory and antiquity, those will give you your best shots at finding good articles. Okay, and with that, I think they'll pretty much wrap things up. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, this thing is going to be due in just a few weeks down the road. So Friday, March 6th. I suggest by the end of this month, let me know what your article choice is, what you're working on, and then go ahead and proceed from there. But again, everybody, make sure that your article is from the list of these required six journals. And it's at least 8 pages. Once you have that, then you're ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll and get going on this. All right, that's it from here. That's it from El Profesor. I think the next couple of videos I have for you, you'll get to see me, and maybe one of my furry friends might get to make an appearance. Okay, everyone, take care and enjoy the holiday weekend coming up.